Hello, Andrea.
Hello, good morning.
Morning.
I'm late.
No
Was in
problem.
a previous meeting overrunning.
Oh, okay. But you should be having lunch already, don't you? Or have you had that?
No, it's 11 a.m. So.
Ah, right. Oh, yeah, of course, yeah. So next hour. Confused. Okay. So I don't see any more people. Don't know if they will join.
Yeah, so we get to plan the before release as we want.
Yeah, that's good at least.
Did you have a good weekend?
Yeah, quite good. We're actually in it's kind of a long weekend. Tomorrow is a day off in Sweden. It's our national day.
Oh,
so many people are off today as
right.
well, but I'm not. I'm working, but
Right.
many people are off. So it's kind of vacation mode in a way. In
I
the
see.
community.
I see.
Yeah.
Well, it's 4 past. I'm not sure more people will join. Maybe we can get started.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah. Signing in. So today is June the 5th already. Wow.
Yeah.
CDEvents working group. Okay. Action item from last time. Your nomination and its nomination for DOC. So just put the link there to the issue with your nomination. So thanks for doing that. And good luck.
Is today the last date to nominate people, or is it tomorrow? When is it?
I
think it's that's in the issue there.
Today, but let me just.
Because I don't think there are coming nominations from all projects yet. June 5th in the issue there in the beginning, it says actually use 5th. Yeah.
Yeah, so today is the last day.
Yep.
And then, well, candidate announced on the 8th. For some reason, there is a caveat there. Yeah. Then voting. Yeah, there's still the whole month of June.
Yeah.
The process is finished. And yeah, we don't have candidates from all projects yet, like said. So we have there is Steve for Telius, Mark Jenkins, yourself as CDEvents, myself from Tecton, and Cameron from for Spinnaker. So there are 5 candidates. Oh, there is one more. Oh no, okay. Yeah. Alan for Screwdriver. Oh, you're doing likes. Okay. Yeah, so we have six candidates. There's no candidate yet for Shipwright. No candidate for Jenkins X, right. And no candidate for Persia.
Right.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, again, good luck to you, Emil. Hopefully, CDEvent will be represented there. If not, we still have like project representatives from all projects on the TSC. But okay, so for this for the 04 planning, I prepared a couple of links. So this is what we have in the roadmap right now. Those are things that we kind of were planned for earlier, and we slipped it through. And we moved them to 0.4. Then this is everything that we have marked as in the roadmap today, which is not done yet. And finally, this is everything in the entire CDEvent organization that is a label and that is not labeled for roadmap today. So it's quite a few things to go through, but I think it's good to do that exercise.
Yeah.
But does it make sense? We go like through these lists.
Yeah, it does.
Okay. So starting with the first list, just to review what we have today. So the abbreviations for all events type. It's, I think, still a good thing to have. So hopefully we can do it in 04.
Yep.
Okay.
Depends on the time frame for 04, I guess. And that in itself depends on what other content we need to have in. So.
Okay. Or do you think we should start trying to set a target date?
I'm a bit uncertain about the connecting events, which should be the main thing, I think. I'm a bit uncertain to how soon we can assume that it will be done. Probably not the next coming weeks, anyway.
So
I'm not sure what it's about vacations and such summer plans for people. So
if you follow our tradition, kind of sync with events. So there is the AFA Mini Summit in Bilbao, which is September the 18th.
Yeah.
So maybe we could try and like release the week before that, so that we can announce it there, and that gives us like June, July, August, which is quite some time, but there are holidays, like you said, in the middle. So it's, but hopefully there is enough time to get the connecting events bit.
Yeah, why not?
Through. I mean, unless someone comes up, something else comes up in the meanwhile and say, okay, well, we have this feature we would really like to get into a release. We can decide to make an ad hoc release before, but otherwise I would tentatively say something like September 15th or
maybe we could aim for end of the last of August or something, and then if needed postpone it, but
okay,
just to have some time in between if we need to prepare some material or something.
Right. Okay, so I think, where do we define?
Yeah, it's the problem with GitHub, I guess. You need to do it per project.
Yes, so we can
in the project.
Yeah. Well.
And then you need to copy the milestones between the projects, and then they can have different definitions, I guess, as well. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
But I guess the spec one is the one we should go for. Yeah. That's how we've done it. Yeah.
Where is it? Okay. put the
Mhm.
okay, good. Okay, so hopefully, I think the abbreviation sounds like maybe we could fit it until then.
Yep.
And then the connecting events is definitely something we want to have. Dora metrics proof of concept. Yeah, I would still like to try and keep it in there.
What's left for that? Wasn't that more or less aimed for 0.3 before when we had the incident?
Yes,
Right.
yes, but I would like to update the actual proof of concept to
Yeah.
include those. And as we maybe have some more done on visualizing events or storing events in some central storage, maybe to benefit from that. Yeah. So the other thing, but it depends how it goes. But there is some work that we're starting with registries, like Harbor, for instance, to produce events there. So the initial proof of concept I did with a registry from Azure, but I would be happy to, if we have like native support for CDEvents in Harbor, it would be nice to use that that registry instead, or maybe the Knative one, or both. I mean, we can see them changing tools and same results. Then we had the GitHub to CDEvent translation. We would need to ask Brad, but I think last time he was mentioning that he's working on that.
Yeah, it sounded quite close to completion. Yeah. He said something to help he and Bibab should finish it some week ago, but it's not done, I guess. But
that was tentative.
Yeah.
Yeah. So document general required feature for SDK. This I wanted to do it for 0.3. I didn't manage to, but definitely keep it in there. And the last one, it's still again the same. So I think that's it for this table.
Yeah.
Okay. Then we have here update existing POCs to CDEvent 0.1.
Yeah, it's in milestone 0.2.
Yeah, so
but it's not done yet, so it needs to be moved. We haven't really said if we need to have the POCs go align with the releases. I think we said that we shouldn't delay the releases due to the POCs not being updated, but we should of course try to update it as soon as possible after the release.
Yeah.
So I guess now we should aim for it's not part of the 0.4 release, but we should aim for updating it to 0.3, right?
Yeah.
And
should I mark it as 0.4 so we have it under our radar of things that we want to do?
Yeah, we don't have any better way to monitor it, I think, than having it there. But it should actually be a standalone thing to be done earlier. But yeah.
Maybe what we can do is to create a new label, POCs. And then we could have a dedicated view.
Yeah.
Or
Makes sense.
POCs, but yeah. Where was I?
Roadmap.
Yeah.
That one, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So this now goes.
Those are in
I
04
guess.
and 3. So
So maybe we remove everything with my son. Right. Okay. So define groups of subjects that share common predicates. Okay. So yeah, this was some idea. I had to try and find common characteristic across subjects.
right. Yeah.
But yeah, it's a nice idea maybe, but I don't see any direct benefit in doing that right now. So I wouldn't put it in the roadmap
Didn't
on
be
the
in
short.
04. No.
So then we have clarifying usage of source.
Yeah.
So I think we have done a little bit of progress there, at least for artifact. We have better defined that we are going to use Perl. For other subjects, I think the source is, yeah, it's it is not very clear. I think we improved the schema to verify that's URI reference. But I guess the idea here was to have some better recommendation of what the source might look like.
But you said Perl for the artifact. Isn't that the ID that is the Perl? Is it the source for the artifact that is the Perl? Really?
Oh yeah, no, that's the idea. You're right.
Then
Was
that
mixing.
Perl contains a repo reference also often, which you could maybe use in some sense for a source, but it's not the source of the system that sends the event. It's rather the source of the artifact itself then, or the link to the artifact. It's rather the idea, I would say.
Yeah. No, you're right.
Also, this is probably not sorted out. But this is one of the areas which is a bit fuzzy today in the spec. How do you handle these values? So it would be good if we could make some better guidelines on this in some way.
Okay, so let's put it in the milestone so we can bring it up as a topic of discussion in one of the upcoming meetings. And hopefully we can make progress there. Okay, so this we discussed. Include a short video.
Yeah, we got that proposal there.
Right.
Adam, I guess.
Should we maybe ask for a script we can discuss and then?
Yeah, we need to discuss it in a script first, I guess, to see what should be stated and how. And otherwise, I thought that the video there was quite good. So I wouldn't mind having something around those lines. I think it was quite a short video.
Okay, so I'll add it to the mice and then hopefully we can so we keep an eye on it. Okay, so considering taking advantage of the list of task step types when qualifying event types. So this is from the work with interoperability. Anything happened in the meanwhile?
No, nothing, unfortunately.
Okay, so I don't think
I don't think there is too much action in the interoperability SIG around this subject either at the moment. So I don't know how that document should be considered now, the vocabulary document in the SIG interoperability. As I guess we don't have anything better, and I think we still think it's good to have it there and align to it. But
yeah, because we are starting to get some adoption now. If we want to make dramatic changes, maybe it's better to do them earlier than later.
Sure. I think we should, yeah. It's good to have it on the radar for 0.4, I think, this one, if we should do it at all.
So this was about adding the repository to build events. Okay, so we found an alternative there. Okay, I guess we can. Yeah, I guess we can let this rest until we come to a use case where we actually need it, because this was mainly driven by the DORA metrics, so I wouldn't bring it back. Align name with interop dictionary, planning identity for work, and blah, blah, blah. So this is similar to what we just discussed, right?
Yeah, I think they're very much, maybe this is even a duplicate, or is there any difference there? It doesn't say it all the same in the title, but it's alignment in both. No milestone, yeah. The next one, 45 there. 45, yeah.
This is specifically a list of task step types. But the other one is.
They are both about aligning to the interoperability. 54.
Is this a superset of the other one?
I think it is.
Okay, so shall we add that into 0.4 as well?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is something we've done a bit. So at least in the Go SDK, check that we can produce the examples from the spec repo with the Go SDK.
Yeah, isn't this just something that should be put into the requirements for an SDK? Which we had another ticket of, right?
Yes.
General requirements for, so it's in the community issue number 4. Dashboard, yeah.
But I think it's also the implementation.
Yeah, so the implementation needs to be done in each SDK, of course, but that's maybe other things from those requirements also that will require issues in each SDK repo.
Okay. Yeah, I think this is something I would like to see happening, hopefully. Here. Okay. Reusable event receiver adapter filter. Yeah, so there's a very large topic about having a shared component that can receive the events, apply logic to filtering and so forth. Yeah.
It's mostly about visualizing or like outputting live data from the broker, right?
Yes. More than visualizing, like having the ability to filter, apply business logic, and to adapt events on the fly, trigger other things.
Yeah. So if it's about business logic as well, maybe then it's somehow related to the evidence store ticket, right? As well, which will also have some kind of business logic on it, I believe. Store like combined data from events, if I understood that one correctly.
Yes, I think there is a slight difference between the event store, where you store the events and then you can use that storage to something that, I don't know, polls it or apply some logic, and then you can trigger other things. You can do anything really from there. Or this is, which is more like directly reacting to events. Maybe having a local cache of the last few events received. So it's a kind of different. But I don't know. I don't know if this pattern is actually used, or it's more, I think, what both Fidelity and SAS seems to be looking at is more like a evidence store type of event pattern, I think.
But couldn't the very lightweight thing here, which I believe more or less the CDEvent, or no, it's got something else. There is some cloud events plugin, right, which you can use to just show what comes on the broker. The event visualizer, or what it's called now. Just output.
Yeah, so there is a cloud event player that allows you to see what.
Okay. This is something
no,
more.
I think my idea was for more like something that, let me see. Right, something like there's 2 boxes here. You can receive events from the broker, apply some policies, and trigger something else. Filter, decide whether to trigger something else or not.
Yeah, so like a publish subscribe filtering thing, or rules engine on top of the broker, then I guess.
Yeah, and now I updated this feature for one of the last presentation we did to include the link to the evidence store, but I don't know if this is, so you could do the same based on what you get from here instead directly from the broker. You could
Exactly.
apply some policies and trigger things.
And I think that's where the business logic is around the policies there, right? And you talked about having business logic to filter on stuff.
Yes, so basically
could be used probably in the evidence store then somehow, or I mean the evidence store could be a raw event store, or it could be a store of already pre-filtered data or pre-aggregated data. Right.
Either I guess you will have like a storage with all the raw data, and you might have a view on top.
Yeah.
And then so the example be, for instance, if you have an artifact published here, you could get into the evidence store, but you could go at some point through this logic and say, okay, well, this artifact checks all the boxes. So it comes from the right repository. It has been tested with all the required tests. It got an approval from person X. I don't know, whatever policies you define, it can be applied to the evidence store. And then if that is the case, it can you can trigger the deployment.
And isn't that quite similar to what you proposed in the issue there on the filtering things as well, or maybe not similar, but related?
That's what I was suggesting on the issue. And I think so when integrating in tools, CDEvents in tools, I think it's some tools already have an incoming pipeline or incoming component, but other don't. And I guess my question was, is that something we can take out of the tools and make like a generic component that can do that? But yeah.
I guess there are also like stream processing engines and such things which could be reused in this case, and set the policies on top of those. So there, but that's maybe a solution to the issue. But yeah, I think, as you said before, there, to have broker as one input to the policy engine and have the evidence store as another one. Maybe you can then either trigger on live events or trigger on historical events in some way, or you can make use of the evidence store when triggering on live events as well, of course. So the policies engine could be in connection with both the broker and the evidence store. And it depends on where you put the actual business logic evaluation here. Is it on the way down to the evidence store, or is it in the policies boxes?
That's a good question. And also, if these going up, then are CDEvents really?
No, probably not. They're direct, like subscriber calls or callbacks, I would say.
Yeah.
Rather.
Because if I still send the declarative event, then I would still need then to have some logic in here that decides what to do based on that event, right? So if I have like a generic business logic component here, then that would call into the API of the tool, whatever it is, to actually do something.
Yeah, but the policy could also output something about like this is now tested enough, or something like that, which is a statement, declarative statement, rather than an imperative command to do something. But it still relies on multiple inputs, because it has an artifact as input and maybe some test results and something. But it still could output a notification in form of a CDEvents if we would like it to. Like a CDEvents notification done, or I don't know, saying that this is done.
Kind of, I don't know, governance type of events, or like policy match type of event or something. We don't have them in the spec. I mean, you could see like a virtual, like a test suite, maybe an overarching test suite that includes everything that needs to be checked, but it's not necessarily test only. So maybe we need some different kind of events there.
We have something in that area in Eiffel, which is called a confidence level event. So we can set the confidence level on an artifact or a source change actually as well. So this confidence level could be set either on a created artifact or on a source change. So it can, so then it could be like, well, the source change has come in and we have made some unit testing and static code analysis and those things. So we now have some certain level of confidence in this source change. And we can declare that through an event, and similar for an artifact. That's intended mostly to be based on test evaluations then. But it could be like review approvals and such things as well. And it's not explicitly related to just one test suite or anything like that. It could be any combination of tests or other. So it's a standalone, more business related event, I would say.
Is that correct?
It is, yeah. We could also put on source changes, not just artifacts, but yes, that's fine. But maybe in this case, we could maybe think about having like a policy evaluation succeeded. No, not succeeded. Finished or something. Policy evaluation finished, if we want. Or policy evaluation created. No.
So those are like examples of events.
Yeah, but I'm thinking now if we should use the term policy instead of confidence here, if that makes better sense. I'm not sure. It might be a broader use of it, maybe.
What did you say for?
I'm not sure. I mean, if we call it policy evaluation finished, then it assumes that there is a started event as well. I'm not sure we want to handle it as a workflow of events like started, finished. It's rather that now we have reached a certain policy definition, or how do you say? Policy fulfilled, maybe. And that could happen multiple times, I guess. Or we
Maybe
could also,
policy,
yeah.
policy unfulfilled.
Or failed, or I mean, unfulfilled sounds like it's not complete yet, but it could eventually be, right? It's rather failed, that something we know that it will not be fulfilled when it failed. Maybe.
Yeah.
Or we could see if confidence level or maybe maturity level is also terms we could use in this area. To me, confidence and maturity is quite similar, so either or. That would make it more similar to how I feel does it. I'm not sure if that makes sense here, but maybe.
Okay, but I think now we are going into this topic maybe too much. So I think we have notes from what we.
Yeah.
Is this something we should discuss further, at least in this milestone? Do you think? Should we edit, or maybe in the next milestone?
I think it would be interesting to discuss this in the same discussion as we talk about the evidence stores, right? Isn't that a related discussion at least? See if I can find that one. It's in the community repo number 27. Yeah, there it is. Good.
Okay. So.
And that one we didn't put any release on yet. So I'm not sure if we should. We could put it in the roadmap at least, I think so.
I think so. I think it would be good to mark these, and maybe we can. Oh, this is a POC one. Okay, yeah. Nice. Maybe we can try to get Brett and or Jamie, someone from Fidelity involved in these.
Yep.
They're using this in their systems today, I think. Okay, wow, 11:46 already.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think this is very useful. So
custom data here.
Single value versus array.
Maybe it's not a killer thing to look into now. We can skip it for now, I think. Oh, I see I'm changed proposed instead of. Oh, that comes from an old pull request from the repo. Yeah. Yeah, and you said we should have changed only once when aligning to the interoperability terminology. So. And then that one we said should be in 0.4, the alignment. So then we should do this as well in the same.
Okay.
I'd say.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. Good.
This was
subject. Ah, that proposal. Yeah. If we just make it clearer what information is different between two events with the same subject and what information is the same. So we have the content. It's called content today, right? Split up into different parts for easier understanding. Yeah. maybe it's worth having a discussion around at least. It could come. No, it's not really related to the connecting events. Otherwise, it could have come natural in that discussion, but maybe it's on the border there. It's not really relevant there, maybe. Do you see my point there?
Yeah, so I think it's mainly it's like readability of.
Yes. And also for understanding when to add a new parameter property, where to put it, and how to, well, how to declare it. It also makes it a conscious decision whether this is a subject-specific thing or a predicate-specific thing. We are discussing similar things in Eiffel now because we don't have a really good conformant view on this. So, and I just realized that there is a problem if, as we don't have it. So I think maybe the same here.
Right.
I don't want to rush this now, but I just want to, well, highlight that I see this as a potential improvement for the, not at least for the readability, maybe for more reasons.
I'm trying to think what the impact on the SDKs or consumers would be.
Yeah. Well, it's a non-backwards compatible change. You need to be aware of both variants, of course.
Oh yeah, in that sense, it would be non-backward compatible. No, I was thinking if there is an advantage from a consumer point of view, consuming these type of events, or like when you're aggregating events, or building some kind of crunching the data. Let's say if you have this view, it makes it easier. Or I guess if the content of the subject is not predicate dependent, maybe it makes it easier to get all. But I guess you should be able to select all things associated with a specific subject based on the ID, anyways. Yeah, sorry, just thinking out loud. I don't know. Is it something that you would like to start discussing in 0.4?
Yeah, maybe. I'm not sure if it should be in a pull request or if it should be a discussion itself. Maybe I could expand the issue a bit to relate it to what it looks like today, so it's easier to understand what the difference would be.
Yeah. Yeah, for me, it would be important to really, I mean, I understand what you mean, but maybe to have a clear understanding of the benefits of making this change.
Yeah.
So we can decide if it's worth the change, doing, this consequences on the SDKs as well. And but yeah. So it's not. It might be a non-insignificant amount of work updating all the spec and SDKs and so forth, especially because it's not all automated yet.
Right.
But if there is strong motive for doing it, I think it's worth doing it. So maybe we need to expand on that.
I should maybe try to expand on it then.
So I'll mark it. Do you want me to put a comment? We should expand on.
Yeah, you can put a comment there. Yeah, that's good. Good suggestion.
Makes sense.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so define requirements for releasing 1.0.
Yeah, yeah, that needs to be done.
Yeah, and we can add it to the milestone, and there's some discussion about it.
Is this in
Okay.
the spec repo? Yeah. We also need to take care of the governance of the project itself. I think it's somewhat related to 1.0, or yeah, maybe not really, but
yeah.
should we focus on the spec issues first here, or given the shortage of time here, if we filter on specs? Yeah.
Yeah. So I think in the other one, yes. So I think there's just one left at the schema URI property to the context. Yeah, so I think this is a backward compatible change.
Yeah.
So something we could do at some point. But so if you think there is a strong use case to have it in 0.4, I'm happy to add it to the milestone.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's really necessary yet. From my point of view, I don't think it's required at this moment.
Okay.
Unless anyone else also thinks this is critical for them or something, but
yeah,
sometimes I think, but we shouldn't have this as a top priority, I think.
Okay, so let's leave it out for now. And then here, how can we?
Can you focus on those sort on repo here? No, can you? Repository, maybe it needs to be, or maybe need a full path. Oh, okay. No, doesn't work. No, I think you cannot actually do that here in this view.
I mean, I can go and search on the spec repo instead. Makes it easier, simply.
Oh, yeah, quite a lot. The first one, we had some discussion in the issue there. Dan wanted another output outcome, or finished outcome. And there is a discussion ongoing. I'm not sure if we should rush this. From my perspective, it's not. We should maybe not even do it. So.
Okay, yeah, I've not looked at this, but I think Dan has interest in driving this, so regardless of whether we plan it for the milestone. So let's see how it goes if we decided how to do it. License file.
Yeah, from Brad. Yeah. He has a pull request there. Okay. Yeah. And it's approved, and it's just maybe you can approve it as well right now if you want. If that resonates with you.
Yeah,
good. And then the issue is closed. Yeah. No, we should remove the roadmap. No, it wasn't there. Okay.
Yeah. No.
Sorry.
So this I opened because in the initial one, we only had, well, we had one part addressed.
Right.
But yeah, so I think it's not really defined very much, but I think I would like to bring up this topic as part of this release.
Yeah, I also think that Tracy Reagan is quite keen on having this worked on in CDEvents.
Yeah.
Depending on what she talked about also in her keynote on Source Summit.
So I'll put it in the milestone so we keep an eye on it.
Yeah. Skin store. Okay. I'm waiting for some comment there. And I guess Adam will drive this just as Dan will drive the other one if it's important.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't see any harm with doing that. I don't know how the submission process works. I have no.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Why not? Okay, so link to examples.
Oh, there is bullet
so,
list on it. Oh,
so I'll add it to I think this is a good one to have in my. That's okay.
yeah. Yes.
Okay, we are. Nice. I need to review this. I guess we are over time.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, so
Okay.
we can continue this next time. I think
Yeah.
It was really good exercise. So if we go back to here, yeah, it looks a bit more.
We have some
more
content, but we need to continue that next time. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Thanks,
So
Emil.
you on the SIG meeting, I guess, or will you come?
Yes.
Today?
Do we have anything planned there?
I guess I looked at the agenda. I was hoping to get value stream management guy, what is his name now, back again. So we continue that discussion. But I'm not sure. I haven't heard any. Steve, yeah. I haven't heard any input from him, so I'm not sure he will come. And I don't have anything in my mind right now, but I guess I might find something in the coming hours.
Okay. Well, I was just saying, if there is nothing else, I mean, we could use the time to continue this.
Oh, of course, of course. Yeah.
Sure. But let's see.
Yeah.
All right.
Talk to you then.
Later. Bye.
Bye.